One more. One more. Beautiful. Good. That's what we got to bring him on to. Nobody can take them.
Had to wear the Kronk merch. Shout out Kronk. So first session is strength. We're basically going to be doing some explosive weights, high intensity, short amount of time. We're working on our sprint systems.
If I can beat Jake Paul, then excuse my French, what the f is Anthony Joshua going to do to Jake Paul? I think my dad said that AJ could beat him with his prick, and I completely will back that up. Even if AJ had a broken arm in there, it still wouldn't go past a minute.
Anthony Joshua has officially started his training camp ahead of his massive showdown with Jake Paul. With December targeted, Joshua walks into camp fully focused, calm, and confident, sharpening his power, movement, and championship timing. Jake Paul may bring attention and entertainment.
One thing I knew, he was a hard worker. Second thing I knew, genetically, he's very gifted. But I knew after the evaluation, we had some work to do. Now I've seen his body already evolve into something totally different. I've seen his conditioning evolve into something different. And more importantly, his understanding of his body and why he's doing things the way he's doing them. That's the most important evolution that
But this time, he is facing a world-class heavyweight with real experience. Reports now confirm that the fight is being targeted for December 2025 in Miami and will be streamed globally as a fully sanctioned professional heavyweight contest. Eddie Hearn confirmed that there will be no celebrity rules, no oversized gloves, no shortened rounds. This will be standard professional rounds, full boxing rules. Jake Paul wanted a real fight now. He's getting
because early on, if you look for power, you waste energy, then that power evaporates. When they're tired, you ain't got the power to take them out, so you've got to open up in the gap for no reason. So just relax, flow.
Just pop off
Good
that
feet,
reach.
you were saying.
Just pop off that reach. And any time you move, that should be that. That should be that. Yeah. And then the controls down the middle. All right.
Yeah. That's
Control, smooth, relax. Last minute, mate. That'll do you then. Uppercut. Good. Right hand. Good. Left hook high. Good. Uppercut high.
exactly that. Hearn also warned that the deal is not fully signed yet. He described the fight as 50-50ths, saying major conversations are still happening behind the scenes. But the intention is clear. AJ is ready, and Jake wants the fight to happen under real professional conditions. Hearn pointed out that Jake Paul may be walking into a nightmare. Joshua is not a YouTuber learning boxing, he is a prime heavyweight with legit power and experience. Hearn called it a potentially catastrophic mismatch, a fight that could end Paul's career physically or publicly. Hearn admitted Jake Paul knows what he's doing, calling out
offers deserve to be taken seriously.
Reported yesterday by the ring by Mike Coppinger that one's in the works and looking likely for December. What can you tell?
Yeah, not yet. I mean, there has been conversations, obviously. I think it comes down to how true, they are. Jake Paul is that he actually wants to fight. I mean, he's a madman if he wants to fight. But for some reason, and he thinks he can beat AJ. And I have to be honest, we were going to have a run out in December, over 8 rounds against a bloke you've never heard of. And we may end up having a run out against Jake Paul for a career high payday. I don't see how we can turn it down.
When I asked you about it a couple of days ago, you said that at that time you never really got into the financials. Have those been discussed now? Have you discussed the financial element?
There has been some conversations around that, and it is, it's a huge amount of money. And I think AJ would be mad if he didn't do it, and I think he will do it if Jake Paul is genuine. We may wake up tomorrow with these people and they've announced another fight. Honestly, anything could happen. So I still can't get my head around the fact that this guy wants to challenge AJ. Listen, respect to him if it's true, but we shall see.
To end on that note, I spoke to Alfie Sharman earlier. He said that himself or DAZN have had no conversations about AJ potentially taking that fight. Obviously AJ is exclusive to DAZN. What's the situation with regards to that? Because I know they'd want it.
Apparently the fight's done. Obviously it's not done because those conversations have to take place. I'm very confident that I can have some positive conversations with DAZN. Obviously we'll be on a clock, but it's a 50-50.
Last one from me. I saw Chris McKenna tweeted that Anthony Joshua currently doesn't have a British Boxing Board of Control licence. Obviously it's not unusual for someone who isn't fighting currently and he's inactive to let it run out, but he would have to apply for one to face Jake Paul again.
Not real pros for massive paydays. The money is enormous, and Jake understands the business side of boxing better than most. Simon Jordan criticized the matchup competitively but admitted this fight will be huge for boxing. He believes media coverage will explode millions of new fans, while tune in the event will be a financial success. The The spectacle will push boxing into mainstream headlines even if he doubts the fairness.
And just to clarify, I don't class Otto Wallin as a very competitive fight. Every competitive fight that AJ is in from now until the end of his career and has been in for the last few years, I believe has taken something out of him. Every time he's in a competitive fight, even when he's won, and I'm not saying taken out of him to the extent where he's no longer a good fighter, no longer can do anything, but every single one has taken one out of him. So let's say, for example, you go down the Tony Yoka route and you can sell it as the 2 Olympic gold medalists and whatever. It's a lose-lose, mate. You're expected to knock him out. If you don't, then you go the distance. I think that's going to take something out of you. I actually think that this could be better prep for a Tyson Fury fight. Not just
mentally as well, because he smokes him and it looks great, and then he's confident.
This is what I'm saying, right? Not just from a stylistic boxing standpoint, but from the mental standpoint of the fact that if you go in there and you smoke Jake Paul, straight away, all of a sudden, it's headline news, it's massive, and as well as that, you're coming in off the back of something that's impressive, right? We all felt like the Francis Ngannou performance was really impressive, but it wasn't followed up with an impressive performance. So it doesn't actually determine whether or not...
This is worse. This is worse than that. I don't know what you're thinking, Lawrence, but the Ngannou one, you could at least say heavyweight. You could say that his pedigree. So we didn't really... While he was coming from a different kind of method of fighting, end of the day, he's still a champion. We're talking about Jake Paul, guys.
Do you know what's mad? Can I just add something in before Loza jumps in? There are Americans, and I've heard them in the last 24 hours, giving Jake Paul a better chance than Francis Ngannou, saying he has the boxing experience. Francis Ngannou didn't have enough boxing experience. Because that's how Americans view this whole thing.
Well, no, Francis Ngannou did have more boxing experience than Jake Paul.
Well, yeah. But that's what they're saying is Francis Ngannou had 1 fight, Jake Paul's had 10, 12.
10 rounds, and you little say I'm licking his ass. 10 rounds of Tyson Fury, will gain you more experience.
Jordan agrees that commercially, this fight is a monster. Jordan also compared this to past matchups sold on storyline and legacy instead of sporting merit. He warned boxing has to balance business with integrity, especially when a seasoned heavyweight faces a crossover personality with limited ring experience. Boxing legend Roy Jones says the fight has to make sense for Joshua financially and competitively.
Yeah. Brutal knockout against Dubois.
Yeah.
Not the same AJ maybe of the past. He's 36. He's got a chance to earn £70 million, maybe to add to the 150 he's already got. Why wouldn't he do it? Because why would he want to maybe for 5 or 10 million fight a Fabio Wardley who's dangerous, Itoma who's dangerous? Surely from an AJ point of view, it makes sense.
Makes sense. From any fighter's point of view, it makes sense because you're in... Listen, belts don't pay your mortgage, do they? And I know he's got a lot of dough anyway, but 70 million... If someone's going to throw you 70 million quid to fight a lad that struggled and lost to Tommy Fury, you're going to take it, aren't you?
Yep.
So from AJ's point of view, I completely get that. From Jake Paul's point of view, you're leveraging your audience in the world of boxing and making a ton of cash fighting the former 2-time unified heavyweight champion of the world. Mate, most boxing fans would bite your hand off at that opportunity, especially if you're throwing 70 million quid in the pot as well. I've no problem with the promoters. My problem is that it can't be a legitimate fight. Let's be dead honest about this, right?
Eddie Hearn said it will be.
Listen, there is no commission on the planet that can authorise that fight. It's a 2-time unified heavyweight world champion, still in his athletic prime. You just said he's 36. We're not talking Mike Tyson age of 50 odd here now, are we? Olympic gold medalist. He's had 13 world title fights as AJ. 13 of them against the very best guys.
And could take his head off.
Like he done to Ngannou.
It is dangerous.
Yeah.
It is absolutely dangerous. Like I've just said, Jake Paul struggled with Tommy Fury. The levels between these two guys are ridiculous. The commissions cannot sanction that as a legitimate fight. There has to be a rule change. It has to be an exhibition. And then you can have a little bit of a move.
Hold on, Gab. Let's go back to proper boxing. I'm with Cats here. You know, this is ridiculous.
Big story, though.
Listen, because it's AJ, because it's Jake Paul, it's going to do numbers and capture.
Joshua has done everything a heavyweight can do, and at this point, getting paid is part of the sport. If the offer makes sense, Joshua is doing what every prize fighter is supposed to do. This fight blends entertainment, danger, business, and boxing history. A former world champion versus a new age star betting everything on his own hype. Who wins? Anthony Joshua's experience or Jake Paul's fearlessness? Drop your predictions in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for daily boxing updates.